Good morning and happy Wednesday. Welcome back to the Daily Grind. I'm your host, Chump Change. This is live and recorded. For anybody that might be new here, we typically do is go over crypto news in the space or news in general. In this case, I update myself and I bring you guys along for the ride. Let's see who's here in the house and then we'll get into this. Mr. Allset, what's up, dude? Good to see you. We got Andrew Masad in the house. Nerd Beast, Nick K, son of a rabbit. Good to see you, buddy. Will, good morning, sir. We have Dakota Miner, Backwards Miner. What's up, man? Pellish, good to see you, buddy. Let's see. Rud Puts, Vinny, Tim I Am Crypto, Charlie, good to see you, man. Piranha Cards, Burn, I almost said it wrong again. Piranha Cards, I used to call them Panera Cards. I don't know why. It would just literally go there every single time. Yeti, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Mining to fill my bags, best name in the house. Appreciate you. Anybody else I may have missed, I apologize. Let's get into this. Bitcoin, $62,500. Perfect. Looks awesome. Looks awesome. It's holding great. Nothing's really pulling back too hard right now. What's up, Crypto KJ and Pora? Good to see you, man. Ethereum is $2,900. Let's see. ADA is at 43 cents. We get XRP at 50 cents. Solana $144. Dogecoin just under 15 cents. That's taking a little bit of a pullback. Kaspa also oof at 11 cents. I think Kaspa is going to do well, though. We'll see. We'll see. Still accumulation phase as of right now. We have LTC down again. Also, man, 78 bucks. That's worse than yesterday. We have $25 ETC. Honestly, guys, time to accumulate. That's really what this is, honestly. Whiff. Oh, Whiff's down a little bit, huh? Look at that. 2.9 or $2. Sorry, 2.9. $2.90 down 5.46% on the day. Crazy. All right, let's jump over to Crypto Bubbles, see what we're looking like. Biggest earner of the day is Floki. What in the hell? Floki 9.5% up on the day. Is anybody into this? Let me know in the chat. Let's see. What is the lowest fear and greed index you've ever seen, says son of a rabbit. In the 20s, I believe. In the 20s. I don't know exactly, to be honest. AR is up 6% on the day. This is RWeave, $41.17. We got Core down 5.2 to $1.55. Conflux down 6.1% on the day to 19 cents. We got BitTensor over here, $361. Let me know what you guys think about this coin. Actually, is this coin a good buy right now? Let me know. It's expensive, but I think it has a decent chance to do well. WorldCoin down 5.9% today to $4.78. So we got ENA. This is Athena down 6% to 68 cents. We have OP Optimism down 6.9% to $2.33. Celestia is down 5.7% to $8.14. Let's see, where's Render? Render's down 1.9% to $10 even. I feel like this is always $10 even every single time. Doesn't matter if it's up or down. I feel like I'm always reading $10 even. That's weird. Whiff down 5.7 again to $2.92. We have Beam down 6.1 to 2 cents, a little over 2 cents. We have Stacks down 5% to $1.91. Crazy. Jasmy's down 2.6% to a little bit under 2 cents. It's 1.8. Let's see. We have H-Bar is down 3.5% to 10 cents, 10.5 cents basically. Say down 2.3% on the day, 45 cents. Arbitrum is down 3.7% to 93 cents. Man, this is literally just, guys, if you have any extra capital and you want to buy into things, now's the time. Do it when it's down, not when it's up, not when things are rising. Good morning, Mr. Max Voltage. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. All right, flashbang. Moving on. Fear and greed index seems to be 64. Honestly, this is good. Anything under 75 is good in my book. I think we needed a whole month of reset, and that's what we're getting. So yeah, I've seen this thing down in the deep red before. I have. Honestly, I think it was around the FTX time when all that stuff collapsed. I think that's when I saw it down here. But yeah, typically it's usually around, like, I don't know, 30 to 75 realistically. But yeah, the black swan events will definitely screw you. All right, trending coins over here on CoinGecko. We have the GME token. So apparently this is a cryptocurrency now too. Looks like you can see the max chart. January 30th, 2024 is when it came out. Took a little bit of a dump, to be honest, and now a boner candle right up to a penny and a half, just about, or a little over a penny and a half. It's down 2% on the day, but crazy. This Maneki token is still on the top of the charts, down 1.1% in AVO. Is that how you say that? I probably butchered that. I don't know if that's how you say that. 77 cents. Anyways, it's down 28.3%. Damn. All right, top 10 coins by coin market cap over on CoinGecko. We have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, BNB, Solana, USDC, XRP, Lotto Staked Ether, Toncoin, and Dogecoin. ADA is still in 11th place. Dogecoin has a $21 billion market cap, and the 11th place ADA is 15.2. So down about $5 to $6 billion, down $6 billion, a little over 6 actually. Shiba is at a 13, almost $14 billion market cap in 12th place. What do you guys think? You think Shiba is going to do well this run? Let me know. I'm honestly shocked it's still alive. We have 21st place for Litecoin, $78. I think this is a steal, to be honest. Litecoin's awesome. It's an OG and it's accepted pretty much anywhere you could pay for things with crypto. Pellish, I am holding up all right. How are you doing, sir? How are you doing? Just tired. Built a swing set yesterday. Spread 4 yards of play sand. My back hurts. But it's all right. It's a good workout. Ethereum Classic in 30th place at $25. Look at that. Pushing up the ranks, though. Crazy. Crazy. Where's Casper landing? 45th place, $11.39. Look at that. $2.6 billion market cap. I guess we'll see what happens. It is the 15th of May in June when those KRC 20 tokens are released fully. I think we're going to see a decent jump on that. So anyways, let's move on. Mining segment of things. We have, you guys know, like timestamp this. We have the Bitmain Ant Miner KS5 Pro 21 terahash unit. And this is not moving. Hold on. Why is my mouse not moving on this page? Page frozen? What in the hell's going on here? There we go. What? That was weird. Sorry. All right. KS5 Pro 21 terahash unit making $83 a day. This is 10 cents, right? Make sure that's good. All right. KS5 20 terahash unit making $79.21. I don't know why this site just glitched out on me. We have the KS5L 12 terahash unit making $43.69. We got the BMKS Max 11 terahash unit making $37.21 a day. Damn, these are doing really bad. The Windminer K9 10.3 terahash unit making $36.58. Bruh. We got the AL box. I just did a video on this yesterday and it's crazy. I went back to my older videos when this box first came out. I started skimming through all the live streams to see when it was actually on the charts, and this thing was making 100, and when the first day it was listed, it was 120 something dollars a day, and then the next day following that was like 133 or something. But this thing is literally down $100 from when it first came out. Crazy. Obviously reflected on the price of lithium going down, right? But this is the 360 gigahash unit at 180 watts making $34.52 a day. Again, this is after 10 cents kilowatt hour. Yeah, I don't know. I see, like, it's a double-edged sword for me, right? This unit personally is too expensive, too rich for my blood. That's just me. But this thing is like going to be profitable forever with this low wattage. I mean, I don't want to say forever, but you know what I mean. Like, it has a really good chance. What's the lithium looking like? Let's just check for shits. Let's see. Lithium up 7.2%. Damn, it's up 7.2% and bruh, still only $1.77. Terrible. This thing's taking a real dump. I mean, it went up to $3.81. That's the all-time high. $3.86, so it's down 50% still from its all-time high. It's up 7% on the day, but man, I don't know. I'm hoping that this coin can continue to hold up. I mean, the biggest thing here is the market cap, right? The market cap's stupid low. It's only 139 million. It's really not that crazy, to be honest. So yeah, I don't know. All right, moving on. Bitmain, sorry, we're gonna go to the Ice River KS3 8 terahash unit, $26.89. Damn, that's terrible. We have the KS3M 6 terahash unit making $17.76. Damn, that's terrible. You have to click on the page for the mouse scroll to be active. No, Crypto KJ, I did. It didn't work. Let's see. Scrolling down a little bit. What do we got? So the Antminer L7 9050. This is $10.57 per day. I am getting down to Terra Hosting. Shout out to them. I'm paying 10 cents or maybe 9.5 cents down there, but nonetheless, this thing is still performing very well, even though there's a pullback, right? $10 isn't bad after electricity. Let's see, the X16Q. I actually got that thing running right here, heating my basement. It is 1950, 620 watts or so. It's closer to 600, to be honest. ETHW and ZIL make it $8.14 a day at 10 cents kilowatt hour. At my rate, 30 cents, I think I'm making like $5 a day. That's still profit, right? So why not? Good morning, Shakester. What's up, dude? Good to see you. Let's see, Ice River KS2 2 terahash unit making $5.76. Bruh. Oh, that's terrible. That's really bad. KS1 1 terahash unit making $2.88. Oh man, I'm scared. Where's the KS0 Pro? Right here. KS0 Pro 200 gigahash unit, 62 cents a day. Terrible, terrible. But again, this is like one of the AL boxes, right? It's such low wattage. I feel like it's gonna be just somewhat profitable no matter what you're at. That's just my opinion. I used to have a KS0 100 gigahash unit, 65 watts, making 28 cents a day. I think I could find that on the street outside if I just walked down it. To be honest. All right, where is the S19K? I'm gonna throw up. Where is it? Down here. Oh, it's not as bad as yesterday. Yesterday it was like 73 cents. All right, S19K Pro 120 terahash unit. You guys know I got this down at Terra Hosting again, paying 9.5 or 10 cents. Negative 68 cents a day. Bruh. Terrible. Terrible. All right, moving on. GPUs. Let's see what we got. Most profitable GPU or coin rather on GPUs. We have Ironfish and Whosat again. We have CSS as well. Still highest profit for 24 hours. It seems to be Ironfish and some sort of dual mining. Pretty much all the way down the list. Xano. We have Ergo and Whosat. Ooh, interesting, on the 3080 Ti. That's new. 6800 XT is Ravencoin and Chlor, Ironfish and Graham. We have Eternity, if I'm not mistaken, that's what it's called, on the 3070. Interesting. And Ironfish and Whosat. Again, CSS on the 3090 Ti with Ravencoin and Xano. Interesting. A5000, Eternity, and Conflux. Not too bad. Seems to be the consensus all the way down. We got 6900 XTs on Grin. Grin, actually. How's Grin doing? Where are we going? Let's look at Grin. Grin's like the OG meme coin. Looking like 4 cents. See, like I'll never invest in a project like this. This shit came out at $25 in 2019. $25. Bruh. What? Patrick Guyan, where the hell have you been? Good morning, sir. Perfect. Good to see you. Wow. Talk about a rug pull. That's terrible. That's terrible. I didn't realize that's how that came out. Yeah, see, like these kind of coins I'll never invest into. No desire to invest into something like that. Anyways, all right, let's move on. Mining pool stats.stream. Just see, is there any new coins today? Ooh, Lux Chain. What is this? An ETH hash coin 8 days ago. And what is this one? Xenix Chain? I think that was there yesterday. I don't know what this one is though. Lux Chain. What is this? Again, if you guys go off this site, do it at your own risk. Don't be clicking on things. It's computers VLAN, so don't have to worry about it. Ultra fast, decentralized, EVM compatible POW proof of work layer 1 blockchain. Lux Chain draws inspiration from the legacy of proof of work mechanisms, combining this proven security with groundbreaking features tailored for DeFi, NFTs, smart contracts functionality. I am out of that 1000%. Not for me. Events calendar. Let's move on. Pyron 6 days going through a 5th inning. 17 to 14 over here. 6 days on Pyron. See what happens there. We have Ethereum Classic 15 days, 2.56 to 2.048, also going through a 5th inning. And we have a halving in 29 days on Gold Cash, if anyone cares about that one. yeah, and then goes down the list. I'll update you guys as we go. Octaspace was doing really good yesterday, actually. Octaspace went through a halvening 5th inning 24 days ago, and I said halving wrong. God damn it. I was talking too fast. Oh, I caught myself. It threw me off. All right, let's see. We got $1.85 as of right now. The previous all-time high before the $2.19 was like it was 170 something, if I'm not mistaken. So it is above its previous all-time high, right? But under the one we just hit, which is over $2, right? So I mean, guys, listen, take profits if you can. If you can make money, do it, right? All right, if you guys are interested in Tangent, code CCXD for 10% off. Favorite wallet, to be honest, not sponsored, just I really do enjoy the wallet, and I want people to stop keeping their shit on web browsers, please. That would be great, so nobody gets hacked and you don't lose your money. But anyways, all right, let's move on to the news segment of things over here. Yahoo Finance, market coverage, stocks, and business news. Let's do it.
Well, markets closing higher today. The big economic data point today, another hotter than expected inflation report, this time on the wholesale side. Producer prices rising more than estimated in April, comes ahead of tomorrow's CPI, consumer price print. For more on what that means for investors, let's bring in Bryant Van Cronkite, portfolio manager at Allspring. Thanks for being here, Bryant.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
So this is not the relief that people were hoping for, perhaps, on the inflation front today. But I know that CPI is seen as more important in the eyes of the market. But how are you sort of weighing the PPI report?
Yeah, under the covers, the PPI report was more benign than maybe people feared on the surface. So I think it's a good sign for maybe people who are worried about inflation staying sticky. And the market, I think, moved higher in that today. But there's a lot of pressure on the CPI tomorrow. Right? I think the market clearly is hoping the Fed can jump through that ever-closing window with a prospective rate cut. But inflation has to cooperate. And every data point we have going forward is one more chance for that window to slam close on them. So tomorrow is a big day. The market could be volatile around it, and we'll see what it has in store for us.
And Brian, are
Tomorrow as in today.
you in the camp that confident that actually inflation, the trajectory of it, we do get back to Jay Powell's target and he is able to cut this year?
I'm actually concerned we're not going to get there at the pace the market thinks we're going to get there. I think inflation could stay sticky, largely because the problem here is the employment situation. Both the quality and the quantity of labor is not meeting the needs of the small businesses and large businesses and what they need to drive their businesses forward. And so unless we see that employment situation get fixed, I think inflation is going to stay a little bit sticky right now. The only thing that could maybe change that, in my mind, is the consumer weakening faster, putting pressure on GDP, putting pressure on the economy, but that's not a good situation. But that could be our reality.
Right. I mean, that's what we've always heard from people over and over again. If the Fed is cutting for quote-unquote good reasons, right, then the market can still go up. If it's cutting for quote-unquote bad reasons, there's too much slowing.
They'll be judged not by what they do, but in which context they do it.
Right.
And if we're seeing GDP dropping, unemployment rising, the market's not going to care that they've cut. They missed that prospective window. Now they're reacting, and that will not be a good thing for markets.
So on the consumer spending side, are you seeing concerning signs? It seems like we're hearing sort of anecdotally from companies that they're seeing a little bit of weakening.
The consumer's been remarkably resilient for much longer than I think most of us anticipated, certainly more than I anticipated. But our channel checks this week even show it slipping further and further up in the income cohort. So it started out as maybe the lowest end consumer, starting to make tough choices, trading down to more value categories, moving into private label. We're now hearing just this week that a lot of our grocery channel checks, our restaurant channel checks, even the retail, that consumer is now the $100,000 household, which it's moving up now. And as it moves into the middle income, that's when things get a little bit more dicey for me. So I'm getting more and more concerned in the last week or two.
I'm interested, Brian, we've been talking a lot on the show today, Biden imposing these new tariffs. And obviously, a big part of that is it's just raw politics, right? You're trying to win votes in key swing states. It brings the election kind of back in focus. How much are your clients asking you about that right now, Brian?
Well, they recognize that elections bring volatility, but ultimately a lot of what we're hearing today is more politics, less economics, right? The tariffs impact about 8% of the imports from China right now. That wasn't a huge news event. Clients are just worried about what's the plan going forward, right? The regulatory backdrop for a lot of industries matters. And it seems like whenever someone else comes into the White House, we cancel everything we just did the last 4 years and start again. And that's frustrating for investors. It's frustrating for a lot of people in every line of work. And so what people want is stability. They're not going to get it right now. So we're just going to kind of trudge through. And the way to trudge through it is focusing on what a company can control. Our approach to investing is really understanding how a company's financial freedom, as measured by their balance sheet, allows them to kind of navigate any market environment. That's the key for investors right now, is focus on what you can control, use balance sheets to measure that, and then drive forward with your investments that way.
So who's doing the best job controlling right now? Or I guess I can ask that a couple of ways. What sectors are best poised to do that right now? And are there examples of companies that are doing a good job of that?
Well, staying with the consumer for a minute, I think consumer discretionary is a more dangerous place to be. So I would underweight discretionary right now and overweight consumer staples. Consumer staples have been left behind valuation-wise, I think for good reason. Because the consumer has been resilient, because the economy has been stronger than what we expected, people were kind of ignoring the 3 to 4% top line growing staples groups and putting capital elsewhere. We're starting to see that reverse now. And what I'm seeing are names like Keurig Dr. Pepper or Church & Dwight doing a really good job investing through innovation to drive higher market share, drive and maintain higher pricing. That's going to show up as stable and growing free cash flow, even if we see the economy slow down. So I like consumer staples, and those two names in particular, relative to consumer discretionary.
Do you also like the construction market, Brian, or at least names in that sector?
There's opportunity there for sure. The infrastructure bills got passed a few years ago now, and we've sort of forgot about them. But so much of that money is just now flowing into the economy. So a name like Vulcan Materials that provides the aggregates that go into roads and bridges and buildings, they're seeing a very strong demand pipeline right now and good pricing. Jacobs Engineering, another company that's benefiting from the CHIPS Act. They're doing a lot of the engineering and design work as companies move semi-manufacturing into the US. So there are pockets of opportunity in construction, in building, that I think are still undervalued because they have long duration on their revenue streams.
Brian, actually, I have one last question for you because, we talk to New York City people a lot. You are based in Milwaukee, and I'm just curious, we talk a lot about the vibes, right? The consumer vibes. And I'm just curious if you see a difference in the Wisconsin vibes versus the East Coast or the sort of bigger media narrative.
I think that the way someone reacts to news is different based on where you live. I have the luxury and the pleasure of traveling the world, and some people in certain locations respond very quickly, and sentiment drives that. In other places, it seems to be a little slower, a more relaxed pace. I would say the Midwest is known for a lot of things, and maybe on the investment side, maybe for that longer time horizon, right? Mm-hmm. We're not so worried about the sentiment, the short term. We're focused on the long term, and I think that's what differentiates maybe our Milwaukee presence versus some other coasts. But make no mistake, having the ability to work with people, my team is all over the country, having the ability to work with them and understand what you're talking about, because it's a better, more diverse view of the world and what people are thinking.
Makes sense, right?
Interesting. Shout out to Yahoo Finance for that, and shout out to Bitcoin for big ass Hadouken right now. 64,000, right? Hit 64 over on the charts, on one of the charts, but I was just looking at this right here on the daily. Yeah, this is the daily chart, 2-hour candle. You can see this candle is much bigger than the rest. Look at that. Nice pump. We don't usually see that. Interesting. I guess we'll have to see. All right, moving on. Inflation is going the wrong direction, advisor says. Let's see what they got to say again over here in Yahoo Finance. Let's do it.
Stocks are trading to the upside, at least for the Dow and the Nasdaq here shortly after the open. Now, quickly pairing some of those earlier moves to the downside that we did see on the heels of this morning's PPI print. Why? Well, we did see downward revisions to March's report that is offering investors some relief in terms of efforts and progress on inflation. So where does the market trade from here? We want to bring in Megan Horniman, Verdant's Capital Advisors Chief Investment Officer. Megan, it's great to see you here. So when we talk about the move that we're seeing here to the upside, at least to a little bit today, but really coming off the heels of what was a rally last week. What's your takeaway from that PPI print and exactly that movement that we could see ahead of tomorrow's CPI report?
I think what we're seeing right now in the market is it's getting very complacent. The PPI report today, the slight downward revision we had to March, I'm not focusing on that. What I'm focusing on is that 3.1% year over year when you exclude all of those volatile items. When you look at within that PPI report, it's services. And what has the Fed told us? That service inflation is very sticky. This isn't the only report that has warned us that inflation is not going in the right direction. You can look at the ISM manufacturing report. You can look at the ISM services report. All of these things are showing that inflation and prices are trending higher again. The market's completely complacent to this. The Federal Reserve is complacent to this, and we need to get some more hawkish rhetoric, or we're going to continue to see inflation pressures go higher.
So what does that mean in terms of portfolio repositioning right now?
So we've been holding on to cash, an overweight cash position, really this whole year. We did rebalance portfolios in the beginning of this year to get rid of some of those or take some profits on some of those parts of the market, your growth, your technology that rallied so much. Because we've always been in the camp that 6 rate hikes was absolutely ridiculous. That was never going to happen. We're now in the camp that, honestly, I think that they're going to have to remain on hold for the rest of this year. We're not quite ready to say a hike is in the cards yet, but we did have at least 1 rate cut at the end of this year, and I'm leaning towards removing that for our forecast.
So, Megan, I'm curious how you're looking at this resurgence that we've seen in the meme stock trade and exactly how that maybe potentially plays into the Fed's calculus here down the road, because we did hear from Kashkari suggesting in a blog post just last week that as we do see more and more interest in this meme trade, it is signaling maybe to some extent that financial conditions aren't really as tight as they should be up until this point. Do you see any truth to that?
Absolutely. This meme stock craze was crazy when it occurred back in 2021. It's just as crazy as it is now. And if you look at something like the U.S. Financial Conditions Index, this is showing that financial conditions are actually easy. This is a problem, and now we're seeing this speculation trades, the fear of missing out. This is all a bigger risk to the market. This is why we think we can still see at least a 10% correction. The timing of that, we're not exactly sure, because remember, markets can stay overbought. They can stay in this complacent area for longer than they should be. But when they do, that crash can be actually a little bit more than people anticipate.
And so compare what we've seen in some of the trading frenzy within this kind of meme stock iteration versus the one of 2021. I mean, that one saw much larger short interest positions really become eradicated, essentially, or have to be covered. But that's not the same case. Shorts have not, even been as vocal about the positions in comparison to what they were back in 2021.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and if you think that the people that are putting this stuff on Reddit or whatever social media recommendation tool that they're using, if you think they got smarter over the past couple years, well, I'll tell you, hedge funds got much smarter. So I think that you're seeing that hedge funds learned from the mistakes back then, and they're not going to be positioned or as exposed if this were to reoccur like we're seeing lately.
Megan, do you expect to hear from Fed Chair Powell on this? He's speaking just about 20 minutes from now, but he has kind of bursted this meme stock bubble in the past when you take into account what he had said a couple of years ago. I'm curious how you look at that from a strategist perspective.
I'm not sure that he's going to really comment on the meme stocks. I think he's got some bigger issues. Honestly, the meme stocks is just noise to me. I think it should be noise to him. I think he needs to come out and address the information that we got today. Inflation is not going where he wants it to go. It's going the other way. And what's problematic, and he continues to downplay, is it's going in the wrong direction from a sticky perspective. Services is a problem, housing is a problem, and these are things that he can't necessarily fix, but he does need to address it.
Where do retail traders typically go after a meme stock frenzy? Is there anything that we noticed outsized about where some of those traders flowed into after all the dust settled?
I think that they probably go back into some of the safe haven types of blue chip stocks, but that's if they have any money after this does settle out and they haven't lost a significant amount from being on the wrong side of this.
Megan Horniman, who is the Verdance Capital Advisors Chief.
All right, shout out to Yahoo for that. All right, let's move on. GameStop and AMC stock surge. Here's why this rally is different. Let's continue.
Meme stock craze is back. GameStop and AMC are soaring again, but Wall Street says this time may be different. Joining us now with more on why this surge isn't like that 2021 meme stock craze is Yahoo Finance's very own Josh Schaefer. Joshua.
Yeah, guys, so that's sort of been the prevailing take from different Wall Street strategists, both that we've spoken with and just people producing research on the street that we get into our inboxes here, sort of breaking down overall. It doesn't quite feel like 2021. And there's a couple data points we can highlight with that. So Vanda Research took a look at just retail net inflows that you see into these stocks, right? And when you take a look at Monday, we saw 15.8 million into GameStop, 37.5 million into AMC. When you compare that to 2021, in the peak of 2021, we saw daily inflows into GameStop of 87.5 million. So that's 87.5 million compared to 15.8 million. That is a big, big difference.
Holy shit. 87.5 million daily.
difference with AMC, we saw about 170 million, and that's compared to 37.5 million. So quite simply, the flows aren't anywhere close to what we saw back in 2021. And then there's a couple just broader points that people have been bringing up too that I think are sort of rather intuitive to think about here. One of them just being, it isn't 2021 in the world anymore. And so maybe that's why this isn't going to last longer than maybe the 36 hours that it's lasted.
Meaning in 2020, people, pandemic, stuck at home looking for some fun.
We're not sitting at home, hanging out.
Extra cash.
Watching a live
that's another
stream.
point. Stimulus checks.
And there's not the stimulus checks that just came. It's just not the same environment. And so when you think about how that maybe plays out in the market, again, maybe people don't just have the money to throw at something like this and the time to watch what the money's doing.
Well, and it's not just about the people who are trading, the retail traders who are trading this. The world has also changed in that hedge funds have wised up. At that time, you know, the Gabe Plotkin's of the world were really caught off guard by the force of this, you know, phenomenon. Now they're probably following, at least some of them are, you know, following along with it. And yes, there were some then who were doing that too, but they've wised up to this.
Yeah, no, the positions aren't nearly the same, right? For the level of a short squeeze that we saw, there isn't that kind of room to run when it comes to that. And you're right, Julie, a lot of people have been pointing out to, if flows are working how they think right now, hedge funds are probably actually benefiting from this and sort of getting in on the trade. And perhaps maybe when you look at these stocks now, significantly off their highs of the day, maybe already getting out of the trade, right? Because the stocks move pretty quickly. And the other thing too with that is investors maybe have just gotten a little bit smarter too. We're not seeing the level of leverage in the market that we saw at a time like 2021 or we saw in prior bubbles. This is something that we've been talking about a lot in the bubble conversation that for some reason we started having over the last 2 months. But capital economics kept pointing to leverage in the market. And there's this graph you see, leverage in the market usually shoots up around the dot-com bubble. It shot up around the great financial crisis. And it even shot up in 2021 about in line with where stocks are. Here's the chart here. Your purple line there, for a high level, we can call that leverage in the market or people using margin to trade.
Right.
And that is not nearly as closely correlated as the S&P 500 chart. And so when you take a look at that, it basically is just telling you that level of risk that people were taking in prior moments isn't quite happening right now.
Good.
Interesting. All right, shout out to Yahoo for that. Let's move on. CNBC television, MIT professor Eric So on meme stock mania. Eric So, is that his name? So is his last name? Weird, that threw me off. This was posted about an hour ago. Let's see what he's got to say over here. Let's do it.
Welcome back to Squawk Box. GameStop and AMC seeing increased buying from small investors, though much less than the meme stock surge 3 years ago. Joining us right now is Eric So. He's a professor of global economics and management at MIT. You know, I keep shaking my head at this, saying we're living in some kind of time machine. You know, there are folks online who are very unhappy with that perspective. What's yours?
Great. Thanks for having me on. I think the headline for today has to be that the meme stocks are coming roaring back thanks to Roaring Kitty. You know, I teach my students at MIT that stock prices, of course, move due to business fundamentals, but they also move due to waves of market sentiment, which really reflect periods of heightened demand that have little to do with fundamentals. And so when these sentiment waves begin to form, savvy investors jump in early in anticipation of the wave building further. But that initial buying pressure tends to create more upward price pressure, which then kind of feeds into FOMO for other investors who then jump in. And the cycle can continue. In some extreme cases, as we saw in 2021, this can lead to sustained bubbles in asset prices. What's really needed, though, is a clear signal that a sentiment wave is in fact forming. And that's where Roaring Kitty jumped in. So each retail investor is likely too small to meaningfully move markets on their own, but they can create meaningful movements in price when they band together.
Okay, but Eric, I hear all of that. I just want to understand whether you think this is some kind of manipulation. Is there something that should be done about it? The reason I say that is, and I know people are probably saying, there are people out there trading this. They're saying, you know, Sorkin, stop it. Don't, you know, it's not your job to protect us. And in fact, you're not protecting us. You're protecting the man, whoever you think the man is. But the truth is that a lot of people last time around who saw this movie, we know the movie, we know how it ends in advance. It's like, you know how it ends, and yet it happens anyway. And so the question is, what are folks supposed to do about it? Because most people who are watching us right now who are involved in this are going to lose money?
Yeah, so I think you could think about potential regulation either from like an ethical or a practical perspective. I think from a practical perspective, it's going to be very hard to rein in some of this retail trading in a meaningful way. If you look at what Roaring Kitty and others have posted in recent days, it hardly reaches the threshold of what I would consider stock manipulation. But also just from an ethical standpoint, I mean, look, I think that I understand the desire for orderly and fair financial markets. I think, though, it comes with some costs associated with potential regulation, including disenfranchising retail investors who, I think are underrepresented in financial markets. So I understand the desire for regulation, but implementing it and whether it creates externalities, I think poses some significant hurdles.
So you think that if you think that the retail investor is not disenfranchised? I would argue, unfortunately, the retail investor has always been disenfranchised. In fact, I think one of the things that we try to do here on this network, and anybody who's involved in covering the world of finance at all, is trying to democratize this in some way. But the truth is that the man, a hedge fund that has a several $100 million a year, in some cases, budget, to buy satellite data and information and research that others can't get access to, which is completely illegal, make it very, very difficult from a trading perspective, daily trading, not necessarily as a long-term investor, but on daily trading like this, it makes the playing field not always feel level.
That's right. I definitely understand that sentiment. I think, though, putting in further regulations, putting in restrictions on retail trading is only likely to amplify that. For example, if the SEC were to really take action against Roaring Kitty or retail traders on Reddit, I think you'd see.
I don't know what the action would be. That's what would be
take action against somebody fucking posting a picture and everybody else misinterpreting whatever it meant. Like what?
Would be the action?
Yeah, I think
he posts a picture of some guy leaning
Exactly.
forward in a chair. I don't even know what the case looks like. What would you even write? What would you tell the judge?
Nothing.
That's exactly right. So yesterday, I saw you had former the SEC commissioner on talking about hauling him in front on CNBC. I think just that illustrates some of the practical limitations of any potential regulation.
That's crazy. That's a crazy allegation if they ever did that. All right, what's Bitcoin looking like? All right, still just under 64,000. Nice little pump we had, actually. Nice little pump. All right, let's move on. CNBC, crypto world. Biden bars Chinese-backed miner near nuclear missile base, citing spying concerns.
Bruh.
Let's see. Actually, you know what? I'm going to jump over the... No, we'll wait. We'll play this.
Today, Bitcoin slips back to the $61,000 level. The U.S. orders a Chinese-backed crypto miner to sell land near a nuclear missile base. And Maniba Lee of Trust Machines weighs in on Bitcoin's price moves and how the spot crypto ETFs in Hong Kong has changed the industry.
No, 100 air, cut it out. Go take a cold shower. All right, let's get forward because she's going to talk about yesterday's Bitcoin price.
So let's talk about the top stories. The Biden administration has ordered a Chinese-backed crypto mining company to sell land near a nuclear missile base in Wyoming. President Biden issued the order yesterday following an investigation by the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States, a government agency chaired by the U.S. Treasury Department that investigates corporate deals for national security concerns. The White House said the British Virgin Islands firm that is majority owned by Chinese nationals acquired the real estate in 2022, placing its operations within 1 mile of the Francis E. Warren Air Force Base. The presidential order went on to say that the company's site contained specialized and foreign-sourced equipment potentially capable of facilitating surveillance and espionage activities.
Wait, real quick. Why are they even allowed to buy land? Wouldn't this whole thing been avoided if you just didn't allow that in the first place? What do you guys think? Like, what? 100 air, happy birthday, buddy. Hadouken to you.
Perfect.
That's crazy, though. Why can they buy land? I don't understand that. Are we in that much debt? They need to buy our land? I mean, couldn't we just print more money?
Biden said that there
So
was
thought.
credible evidence to believe the company called Mine One might take action that threatens to impair the national security of the United States. The firm was ordered to divest from the land in the next 120 days and to remove certain improvements and equipment at the property.
That's crazy. Oh, by the way. Good morning, Mr. Geek of all trades. Sorry, I was getting bombarded by my kids and wife. He said we own them like 15 trillion or something. They already own us. Oh, God. Oh, we owe them. Is that what you meant to say? Damn.
The company did not yet respond to CNBC's request for comment. Next, 2 U.S. senators are questioning the Justice Department's pursuit of crypto mixers. In this letter sent to Attorney General Merrick Garland, Senators Ron Wyden, a Democrat from Oregon, and Cynthia Lummis, a Republican from Wyoming, questioned the interpretation of law the department is using to pursue crypto software services as unlicensed money transmitting businesses. The senators argued that the interpretation contradicts the guidance from the Department of the Treasury's Financial Crimes Enforcement Network and, quote, threatens to criminalize Americans offering non-custodial crypto asset software services. They also claimed non-custodial crypto service providers cannot be classified as money transmitter businesses because users retain sole possession and control of their crypto assets. The senators urged Garland to, quote, discard the flawed interpretation, arguing that subjecting developers to potential criminal liability will stifle innovation. The letter comes a couple of weeks after the DOJ alleged that Samurai Wallet is an unlicensed money transmitting business. Last summer, the department also alleged that crypto mixer Tornado Cash is an unlicensed money transmitting business.
Yeah, this whole everything just what it oh, this justice system is a freaking mess. It really is.
Sticking with Tornado Cash, a Dutch court sentenced developer Alexei Pertsov to more than 5 years in jail for money laundering. According to CoinDesk, the indictment claimed Pertsov made a habit of committing money laundering between July 2019 and August 2022, and that he should have at least suspected the criminal origins of illicit transactions on the Tornado Cash platform. The developer was first jailed in the Netherlands in August 2022.
Listen, because they made a platform doesn't mean they made people use it.
Tornado Cash was blacklisted by the U.S. government. At the time, the U.S. Treasury alleged that Tornado Cash was a key tool for the sanctioned North Korean state-backed hacking group Lazarus, which had been tied to major crypto thefts. CoinDesk reports that Pertsev can appeal his sentence. 2 other developers of the crypto mixer also face allegations of money laundering and sanctions violations in the U.S. One of those developers is still on the run. The other will head to trial this September. All right, back to markets for our main story. I spoke with Maniba Lee, the CEO of Trust Machines, for insight on what's driving Bitcoin's price right now. He also co-founded Stacks, an open-source blockchain network that brings smart contracts to Bitcoin and weighs in on venture capital appetite for Layer 2 Bitcoin projects. Let's talk about Bitcoin's price first, because we're stuck in this range around $60,000 to $63,000. And it kind of seems like Bitcoin's boring again after all the excitement around ETFs and the halving earlier this year. Experts have been telling CNBC that now that those big events are done, not to expect Bitcoin to test new highs for the next few months. What's your take on where Bitcoin's price stands right now? And are you in the same camp who believe it could be months before we get back to new all-time highs?
Yeah, so I think to me, it's like it feels like I'm watching a movie, the same movie on repeat. Like I've seen this 3 times before. Like
so true.
Every halving, the months after the halving, it actually becomes exactly like this. You know, it's boring. There was a lot of interest, like right before the halving. Everyone's waiting for things to just change very rapidly, and then there's this slight disappointment. Things kind of became stale for a bit, and typically, in my experience, it's 2 to 3 months before things start picking up again. I don't think history exactly repeats itself, but right now it just seems like the same story I've seen before.
So we're just gonna end the stream. I'll see you guys in 2 to 3 months. No, I'm just kidding.
And it certainly will be very interesting to see if that forecast comes to fruition. But I mentioned ETFs here in the US. However, a couple of weeks ago, Hong Kong became the first in Asia to offer retail investors the ability to trade Bitcoin and Ether at spot prices with the launch of 6 spot Bitcoin and Ether exchange traded funds. How does the rollout of these products change crypto sentiment in your view? They have much smaller trading volume than US ETFs, but do they still have a meaningful impact on the industry?
I think their impact is extremely meaningful because people might not remember 2 years ago, Hong Kong actually started like shutting down on Bitcoin and crypto. Like everything was just like tightening up, and this is like a reversal of that, right? So my sort of like theory is that this is the mainland China almost like using Hong Kong as a smaller experiment to see how to interact with this technology, how to regulate it, and so on. So I think this actually potentially extremely significant. If you look at the trading volumes, we have to remember that it's a much smaller market as well. But I think it's a very significant market. And for me, the bigger thing remains that Hong Kong is more like a test bed and an experiment that mainland China is actually running to interact with Bitcoin.
Interesting. And expanding on that, I think those ETFs are just one sign of Hong Kong's renewed embrace of crypto, which slowed down during mainland China's crackdown on the industry a couple of years ago, as you noted. So, what's your reaction to the expansion of crypto in the region, and how do you feel about the growth of Bitcoin globally? Do you see signs of real adoption that people just aren't paying attention to?
So I was actually in Hong Kong last week. I was there for Bitcoin Asia, and also there were a couple of side events that we were organizing, mostly focused on Bitcoin L2s. And there was a remarkable difference. Actually, some of the OGs, like people who were around in like 2013, 2014, that I've known for a while, they came and commented to me that it feels like such a different world because they would organize some Bitcoin meetup or especially a developer-focused event, and very few people would show up. And at our Bitcoin L2 event, literally, it was so jam-packed that I had to step out of the venue for 5 minutes to get some fresh air and then come back. So it's a completely different world. The interest in building on Bitcoin, the interest in Bitcoin is actually like going through the roof right now.
So I want to talk about another trend we've seen this year, which is spikes in transaction fees on Bitcoin's network, especially around the halving. As a co-creator of Stacks and a developer of applications through Trust Machines, what's your take on the swings in transaction fees this year and how Bitcoin Layer 2s fit into that?
Yeah, so I think Bitcoin's block space has sort of been underutilized over the past few years. I personally expected this to happen much sooner. Stacks, the project actually started because of these fee spikes in 2017. Like that's when, in late 2017, Lightning started, Stacks started, and that was a direct sort of like reaction to Bitcoin's scalability limitations and the spike in fees that we saw during 2017. And now I think for the past couple of years, it was sort of like very surprising to me how fees stayed low, because that's not a natural environment for Bitcoin in my view. If Bitcoin starts getting any meaningful usage, meaning like even if a handful of millions users or especially tens of millions of users start using the network at the same time, fees are going to spike, right? Like Bitcoin is not designed to scale to, let's say, 1 billion users or even hundreds of millions of users at the base layer. And that just reinforces the need for L2s, and we're seeing tons of innovation there. Obviously, Stacks is sort of like one of the major players leading the Bitcoin L2 innovation. And then there are so many other new projects as well that are coming up. And I think they are going to be extremely important because Bitcoin fees on a long enough timeline would just keep going up. And I think it'll be harder and harder to use Bitcoin at the L1 level.
Sticking with developer trends, but also moving to VC interest, where do you think the industry stands on development and growth for Bitcoin? There was a real decline in VC dollars after the last cycle, and according to PitchBook, we're starting to now see an uptick again. So does it feel like things are rebounding to you?
I think in conversations that I've had with other peers, things are definitely rebounding. People are raising capital, especially in the Bitcoin space, especially the Bitcoin L2 space. I think seed and Series A stage rounds are actually getting oversubscribed. And then even for the larger projects, they're doing up rounds at significantly higher valuations that I've just seen in my peer group. So I do think like things are coming back. Specifically on the Bitcoin L2 market, I think if you just compare to even Ethereum, it's a $70-80 billion market for Ethereum L2s. And Bitcoin L2s are sitting at like 4 or 5 billion, depending on how you count. And Stacks is like 80-90% of it. And I think this market should be much, much larger. And VC sort of like see that, and they want to come in and take those early bets on smaller projects and try to see the growth of Bitcoin L2 landscape.
Okay, before we
Oh.
Before we go, I want to mention that CNBC's 2024 Disruptor 50 list is out today with a whole host of AI companies taking top spots. You can check out the list over at cnbc.com/D50.
All right, well, we're gonna look now. cnbc.com/ what was it, just 50? What she said? Oh, damn it. Come on. Yeah, just D50. Oh, D50. Let's see. What is this? And why didn't that work? Okay, there we go. What is this? Disruptor full list. AI coins. Oh, there we go. Look at this. Open AI. You know, we'll look at this after. We'll look at this right after the next video. All right, let's dive into Altcoin Daily's video. This man predicted everything. This is a GameStop video. I just want to see what is said over here. Could be a bunch of BS. Let's do it.
This is the reason why GameStop and AMC are going nuts right now.
The crypto market today continues to consolidate as meme stocks in the traditional stock market are exploding.
And if this is just the first day, I can't even imagine what's going to happen the next couple days if he keeps tweeting.
I mean, literally, just looking at this week alone, GameStop is up over 200%. Looking at the 5-year time horizon, the short squeeze is upon us. And while this is about to affect crypto, watch today's whole video. This is all due to Keith Gill, aka Roaring Kitty.
GameStop is one of the most compelling asymmetric opportunities in the market today. Really, I don't understand how you could disagree with that. That's why it's the top position in my portfolio and also Dr. Mike Berry's portfolio.
They made a movie, which you probably saw, based on what happened back in 20...
I still haven't seen this movie. Did anybody see this movie? I know Crypto KJ has. I still haven't sat down and watched it, to be honest.
2021.
But based on prevailing sentiment, the market, and popular culture, many think it's a foolish investment. But everyone's wrong. It's like The Big Short again. Or more like The Big Short Squeeze this time, right? Anyway, let me show you what we're seeing.
But who is he?
It's a good movie. Yeah, I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it.
And what does his return mean for crypto?
Watch it today,
This is the reason why GameStop and AMC are going nuts right now. A Roaring Kitty has just tweeted out for the first time since 2021. If you don't know who this is basically the leader of the meme stock revolution back in 2020 and 2021. When
This guy gave so many nerds boners yesterday. It's not even funny.
GameStop and AMC first went on that insane run up like 400%. Well, he's back, and this morning he tweeted out this video. Since this morning, AMC has gone up 45% and GameStop is up 75%. And Roaring Kitty has not really said anything yet besides this picture of him locking in a couple of videos that he's posted today.
So
freaking hashtag nerd boner. This guy was so happy.
Since this initial tweet, which happened on a Sunday, Keith Gill has just been tweeting out funny memes.
You're still here?
Also movie scenes, just essentially rallying the troops. I loved this Ben Affleck one.
I need your help. Whose car are we gonna take?
And this.
It's never been done before. It's gonna need planning and a large crew.
And while, of course, it is not confirmed that Keith Gill is speaking about GameStop this time, these meme traditional stocks that have rallied on the news may have just been the beginning, because with meme coins starting to spike over thousands of %.
It's crazy how some people like this can just say something and, or just like he did, post a picture and people just take it completely to another level.
This is a signal that retail is entering the market again. The masses are getting interested again.
Again, this is not financial advice, but back in 2020, he saw something in GameStop and AMC where they were being heavily shorted. He saw something that made him want to invest in the stocks, and he live streamed what he was doing. Other people followed suit, and it was like this insane diamond hand revolution where people were basically saving these companies from going bankrupt back during the pandemic.
So here are the top 9 meme coins to watch since Roaring Kitty has returned to his desk. This is a general list of the top meme coins in each ecosystem.
Top meme coins.
Meaning if you're bullish on the Cardano ecosystem, this would sort of be a...
Is that why Brett's doing so good? Because it's part of the base ecosystem? I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Proxy play on betting on Cardano, meaning meme coins pump the most. And if you think the Cardano ecosystem will 2x, 5x, 10x from here, then they're...
Holy shit. Hold on. That's the Cardano ecosystem, NFT platform, Launchpad, Oracle. Dude, that's cool. I like that picture. That's neat. That puts a lot of things into perspective. That's neat. Huh.
5x, 10x from here, then their main meme coin should do well. I think that these 3 top ecosystems will be the ones to watch the cycle. The only trade-off is that it is very saturated. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of Solana meme coins, so it's tough to pick the winners. Again, that's why I sort of just like to pick the top coin for each ecosystem.
Wait, what's the GME? Yeah, GME token, we looked at that 2 seconds ago, right? Let's see. So it's at $0.015 right now. And again, max chart just came out end of January. This token, right? This is typically, it was a stock, right? The movie was about a stock, not a coin. So, I mean, yeah, if you were down here, then shit, you made some money, right? Couple 2x, right? Maybe more than that. 3x, 4x. But yeah, I don't know about jumping into it now. It really all depends, I guess.
And I am not invested in all of these. I took a bet on Foxy.
I have some COQ, I have Doge, Shiba, and that's it. I don't have anything else on this list. But I think Shiba, I should have sold it last month, 2 months ago maybe, when my 100 million was like $4,500, and now it's like 25 maybe, right? So I'm hoping it goes back, but we'll see. I think it'll get closer to 10K total in the run, but we'll have to see.
Because it was sort of the smallest market cap in a hidden gem ecosystem that had backing from consensus. Again, just my bet. This is a general overview, but as I do more digging, I want to find specific plays.
Yeah, that's a good point, Mr. Nerdbeast. He said each zero you drop is a 10x. Yeah, I was looking at like, so right here, right? It's already, see how it's like a 0.0005, right? And then it goes to like a 0.009, right? So yeah, I mean, it's not a 10x from that point, but yeah, once you get up there, yeah, you definitely do, for sure.
Insights from Roaring Kitty, because while 2021 was meme stocks, 2024 might be meme coins. Make sure you click subscribe.
It's already been meme
because
coins.
As I get more information, I will make a video and keep you updated. But also just understand that now is not the time to FOMO in. Never invest money you are not willing to lose, because today, breaking, short sellers of GameStop and AMC are down 3.5 billion today. This puts two-day short sellers losses at 5 billion.
Damn, at 5 billion?
Obviously, because these markets ebb and flow,
damn.
They pump and then they correct. But with the next big event in crypto being the ETH ETF deadline happening at the end of this month, what are the chances?
They're not going to approve it. There's too little traffic between the ETF sponsors and the SEC to illustrate that they're really crossing the T's, dotting the I's. So I think that there are going to be another delay, which is frankly not really bad news, but I think anybody who's expecting this to happen in the next week or two is going to be disappointed.
So expect this to be delayed
Exactly.
this time, which to me is par for the course, because we
I agree. I figure they're going to push it off at least 3 times, right?
saw delays over and over and over again with the Bitcoin ETFs. And why these will be delayed, I say this because
usually what you see when ETFs are filed is a lot of back and forth as you approach the approval or disapproval date. Updates on prospectuses, changing and wording, and we haven't seen much of that. So you continue to see issuers interested in this space. That's why there's this ongoing level of discussion. But I think you see the consensus in the media from leading analysts, from Rick himself, that it's unlikely. We'll have to see what happens next week.
So the SEC's final deadlines are May 23rd and May 24th for this bout. And what I thought was interesting is that even though the CFTC says ETH is a commodity, yet the SEC says ETH is a security, they can't seem to agree.
Can't
but
figure
an
it out.
ETF, which by design is a security product, maybe
That's what I was literally just thinking. That was literally just going through my brain. As soon as it turns into an ETF, how is it not a security at that point? They did it to Bitcoin. Like, you can't tell me that ain't a security now, right? As far as ETF goes.
Solution to this.
Here's the really interesting thing. We don't have to answer the question, is a given coin a security or not, in order to have an ETF of it. Gold's not a security, but you've got a gold ETF. And you could have the similar path with other digital assets. So we could sidestep the question of whether or not this coin is a security by simply allowing an ETF of that coin, because the ETF is a security and would...
Perfect.
fall under securities rules, creating consumer protection in a way that they don't get by buying the coin directly. Buy it via the ETF, you now have the full force and strength of the SEC to protect investors. That itself would be a major leap forward in investor protection.
So what other arguments might the SEC use? I mean, sometimes they've argued it's not decentralized enough, for example. Is that an argument? I'm trying to think, what do they just poo-poo it and say it
it's
needs
really
more
hard
study?
to find justification that supports the rationale of Gary Gensler and the SEC. Pretty much everybody is opposed to the way they've been managing crypto regulation.
And even though
I just realized I'm missing my magic 8-ball. Where I put it. But I guarantee you, Gary Gensler wakes up, shakes that shit real hard, and that's how he gets all his answers for the day.
Bitcoin is still consolidating. Breaking news, the state of Wisconsin has officially bought Bitcoin ETFs. This is literally history. So Justin, the state of Wisconsin Investment Board discloses it holds almost $100 million of BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF. And what this means, wow, a state pension bought BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF in the first quarter. Normally you don't get these big fish institutions in the 13F filings for a year or so when the ETFs get more liquid, but as we've seen, these are no ordinary launches. Good sign, expect more, as institutions tend to move in herds. So I cannot stress how big to you this is, because the mainstream media will FUD cryptocurrency. They'll tell you it's over. But we know for every seller, there's a buyer. Wisconsin pension funds was that buyer. One of many. This is an ongoing story. Click subscribe for one video per day, keeping you informed about crypto. And like always, see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow. All right, let's get into the recap segment of things. We're gonna look at, where are we? Where am I at? What am I doing? Forgot what I was doing. All right, there we go. Let's see. This is the top 50 AI coins. Trying to scroll through this real quick. It's CNBC. City Block, Maven Clan. I haven't heard any of these. None. Is this Discord? Wait, hold on. Hold on. These aren't coins. This is just the companies. Oh, I got you. That's what Crypto KJ was saying. I got you. Because they showed like the top 5 yesterday. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, I got you. I got you. So these are the top 50 like AI something to do with AI companies, maybe, or just companies in general. Interesting. Let's see. Oh, these are the 2024 CNBC Disruptor 50 companies. To see the full list of startups. All right, so gotcha. Riding the AI wave. Interesting. Well, you know, I'm gonna put this in the chat if anybody really cares to read it, because I was thinking totally the other way when we went over this. All right, to recap, we got Bitcoin 63,735 bucks. Hell yeah, had a nice candle at the beginning of this. Ethereum 2,943 bucks. When was the date supposed to be for the Ethereum ETF approval? I know it was in May, but is it today? Was it today? Guys, let me know, please. I'd love to know. What's this? What is this? This is Arweave? $44 at 15%, and it is Arweave. 15%. Weird. Today, I think. Okay. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Definitely not gonna happen today, but oh damn, look at this market. Just jumps back. It woke up. What time is it? 9:15. Render is up. Look at that. Hell yeah. It was $10 at the beginning of the stream. $4, up 4.8%. is up to $10.73. Hell yeah. That's pretty good. Fetch AI up $2.17 to, it's up 5.4% to $2.17. Let's see. There we go. BitTensor is up $375. Wasn't that what it was though? Maybe it was already still up then. Let's see. Jasmine back up to 1.4% to almost 2 cents. 1.8. Not bad. 195 for DYDX over here. Nice, up 2.4%. Sweet. It's nice. It's nice seeing things pump back. Let's just refresh this. 64 still on the Fear and Greed Index. All right, Octaspace still trending. Oh, look at that. Hadouken there. We got $1.90 now. 4.3% up on the day. Take profits, just saying. Thank you, Mr. Oh, actually, no, that was just retracted. That wasn't banned. Let's see. Baby Doge. I would love Baby Doge to pump. I have 11 billion Baby Doge. That shit pumps. I'm buying us a yacht. We're all going on it. What are we looking like here? Baby Doge is like, yeah, I don't think it's gonna go far, but yeah, who knows? This has a look at the max supply. Million, billion, trillion, quadrillion. Is that how you say that? Is that the next level? Did I just say that right? Or just make up a word? I think I said it right. But yeah, anyways, Baby Doge, this is one of them coins. It's like, I don't know. I'm shocked it's still alive, to be honest, but it has a $242 million market cap. Like, bruh. How? Why? Who knows? Who knows why? Let's see. Anyways, Yusuf, what are you saying? Check ALUX. The hell's that? What is this, dude? What are you into? You're a mess. You are a mess, sir. This came out April 14th. Oh, didn't mean to do that. About a month ago. What is this? What is this coin? Oh my god. Yeah, Alex Jones, what the hell? Oh, you guys are a mess. All these shit coins. I don't know. Listen, you guys want to gamble? Go to these Solana meme coins, or just go to the meme coin tab in general. You can go to categories and you can find meme coins to just mess with. But oh, here we go. Let's see. Memes. There we go. One of the top memes today. We'll see. Dogecoin still on the top of the charts. Duke into that. We got Shiba right under that. Then Pepe. Again, I got out of Pepe. I was up like a 4x on it, so I jumped out because I'm like, yeah, I'm good with that. Dog with hat, $2.99 still. Man, these I still can't believe these coins are holding up this good. Meme coin, just called meme. That's actually kind of creative, or not really at all. But it's funny. That's like a Mario coin. That's funny. Let's see. Baby Doge down here on the list. It's still there though. And Brett's that base meme token, I guess, right? You know which one I got into? Where is it? I don't even think I'll see it here. Hold on, let me see. There's like dog with bat or some shit. I don't even think you're gonna see it. I don't even know what the ticker is. I just got it on the Elythium yeah, the Elythium ecosystem. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna find it. I don't even know what it's called, to be honest. I think it's like dog with bat or some shit. I swapped into it. Like, I don't even know how much, to be honest. Maybe $100. Let's see. All right. Anyways, guys, listen. I'm not gonna pump or push shit coins because it's not worth it. Anyways, yeah, guys, we're looking good. Everything's looking good. Everything's coming back a little bit. Enjoy the gains. Take profits. Don't forget, I'm wondering if the ETH ETF thing is approved or denied today. No, let me see something. Let me Google this real quick. May 23rd. Okay, so it's 23rd. I just Googled it quick. Ethereum ETF approval. Will the SEC reject or accept the ETH next week? Interesting. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. So the 23rd is the day. All right, fellas, listen. Love you all. Appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with me on the Daily Grind. I'll catch you guys bright and early tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to go raid Miss Randy Hipper, even though she is not here. We're going to go say hello to her. So she's live at 9:45, about 25 minutes. Guys, go enjoy her. I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. Peace out and have a good day.
Perfect. Eat shit, Gary.